Okay. You know what's embarrassing is what just went down over in this studio. Wow.
Look, the
speaking of
countdown was
which-
going faster than I could count.
Fair. It was 5, 2, 1, go. Like, perfect. That's how we count. This is The Perspective. My name is McCall.
I'm Ema.
I'm producer Butters.
And
Woohoo.
producer Butters is forgetting how things work over in there, which is fine. It's
works.
embarrassing slightly.
Just be happy that we're.
I'm
at
happy.
This point.
I'm happy we're at this point. But that's
Happy we're working.
that is the general theme of today is our embarrassing moments. So that's not to say that, I'm ragging on producer Butters or anything like that. It's just, embarrassing moment. It was just a segue. That's where I was going with it. How dare you? So
And this has been my embarrassing moment.
there it is. That's the only one he's ever had in his whole entire
Never
life.
had any more.
Never-
Absolutely not.
Never, ever.
Ever.
So I was driving my car and Dustin fixed my car up, which is nice because now I can drive my own personal car. I was really grateful to drive my mom's car, just different, So to be in my own personal car and driving it was super nice. And I was reminded of a time because it was raining yesterday. I had my rear windshield wiper going, just kind of, Weep, weep. So as I was driving, producer Butters will install the sound effects for this one the whole time. so I was driving to Vernal from Ogden, I think, and potholes. 'Tis the season in Utah.
It is the season.
So I'm driving and I'm on the phone with Dustin and I'm like, my car is making this weird noise. And so I pull over at like the Park City exit and I'm like, I have to go and figure out where this noise is coming from. So I told Dustin I couldn't figure it out. So I walk around the back and I'm like, I don't know where this noise is coming from. My windshield wiper goes and I'm like, oh, there it is. I forgot that I had turned it on. So I called Dustin back. I'm like, don't worry. It was just my rear windshield wiper. That's exactly how I sounded. So Dustin was like, I'm sure at that point, like, what is wrong with her?
I can't name. I don't know the lyrics to Taste, but I just started singing that.
Oh, womp womp womp. That one.
As she got back in the car. Here we go.
Anyway, so there was one of my embarrassing moments I was reminded of yesterday. I would love to glean off of all y'all of your embarrassing moments.
I like my sound effects.
I loved them. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you for keeping up the bit because I was hoping that you would.
I couldn't even take the story serious.
It wasn't serious. That's the whole point. I took it way more serious than it should have been. I don't know where this noise is coming from. I think my tire's going to fall off. That's what it was going to sound like.
This is literally just a shoot, shoot.
Weep whoop. Weep whoop. So anyway, other embarrassing moments that have existed in our realms of life, I would love to hear about them. So I'm not
This
near as
moment
embarrassed.
Right here.
This one right here.
No, so I was working here, right? And it was late at night, and we were playing a show. I think it was live from the club. Anyways, normally we would get the audio feed from the club, but the thing wasn't connecting. What a surprise, right?
Yeah.
And so the person in charge at that time was like, hey, you need to play this song and you need to play this song and this song. And I was like, okay. So I put those songs in. Now I'm thinking, like, I don't know these songs or this type of music that well. Like,
Right.
Because it was like more of a dance.
Hip hoppy.
No, it wasn't hip hop.
Oh.
It was more dance.
Okay.
So it was like a dance mix.
Okay.
Well, there's a song by, I think it's ATB, called Fields of Love.
Okay.
Well, I played Fields of Gold by Sting.
Oh no.
So imagine this. We have our VFX van out
Yep.
Saturday night
Yep.
in front of a club
Yep.
with the music going,
Yep.
Okay.
and it's playing Sting.
Playing Sting.
So anyways,
Nothing gets the vibe going
I
like
get,
Sting.
I get this phone call. He's like, "What in the F is you playing?"
That's hilarious.
And I'm like,
You said it.
I was like, "Well, I'm playing the song that you told me." He's like, "No, by this person, not Sting. Get this off the, like, take it off now."
That's hilarious.
So I was like, I'm like, "It's almost done." He's like, "Just get it off now." I'm like, "Okay."
Okay.
So, anyways, I finally got the right song in there. So, anyways, I get done and I text another coworker. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this person's mad at me. And they said the F word. I've never heard this before. Send."
Wrong person.
Next thing I know, I get a call from the person that I sent it to, which was the person that was mad in the first place.
Yep. That went over well.
Why does that always happen?
It's the
It's like,
worst.
"Why are you telling him that?" I'm like, "Sorry."
I just didn't know what was going on. I'm really sorry. That's terrible. That's the worst. I hate it when you get like accidental text messages to the wrong person.
Yep.
I've done it so
It's
many times.
Absolutely terrible. What about you, Mima? Embarrassing moments at work or otherwise?
Listen, I live a life of a clumsy person
Mm-hmm.
and the most awkward person in the world. So yes, my life is riddled with embarrassing moments,
Love.
including falling down the porch stairs for no reason.
Been there. Fell off of a disco ball. I feel that.
Just walking next to my friend at during school with all my books because we weren't allowed to carry backpacks.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing I know, I'm on the floor, books everywhere.
Nice.
How did I fall?
Great question.
I've just learned to laugh at myself now. Like the other day I was walking. What was I doing? I don't remember. I was walking and somebody came out of their door and they said something to me and I turned around and I like responded. And then I turned around, smack into a tree. And I was
Oh,
just like,
no.
of course. It's my life. I don't know. Pick one. Pick a day. I
Those are-
will tell you.
Those are pretty good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have another story. I don't know if it's embarrassing, but more me oblivious.
Nice. Okay.
So Vegas, picture Vegas,
'Kay.
10 o'clock at night.
Been there.
We're in a fast food restaurant because
Everything
I'm
else
hungry.
is busy.
Yeah. I'm ordering. So we're waiting in line, right? And there's people behind me, and
Right.
I thought that they were like joking with each other. I thought they knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm like ordering my food and starting to pay, and like the person next to me, which is somebody that I knew, was like,
Uh-huh.
"We need to go. Like,
Right.
we need to go." And I was like, "What is?" I'm like,
What's happening?
"Here, like, just need to pay for my food." Like, no, we need to go. We need to go. They're like back there, like almost like fist fight. I thought they were like joking around. But
shoot.
no, they were like actually in an argument, fist fighting. So next thing I know, finally got my card back and realized, oh, they are.
Oh my gosh.
So we had to leave, like go outside of the restaurant and be like, we'll go through the drive-through. So we went through the drive-through and picked up our order. No cops were called, which was weird, but
Yeah.
yeah, they were just
Interesting.
fist fighting. They're like, you guys need to leave the store. But no, they're just like,
That's
Anyways.
awesome.
Okay, I have to tell you this story. I don't know if it's really embarrassing or more me just looking into the eyes of the most gorgeous man I've ever seen in my life.
Perfect.
it was me.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Obvi.
So my sister and I, when I lived in Georgia, my family lived like an hour away from half of my siblings lived half an hour away or an hour away from my parents, my sister and I,
Mm-hmm.
me. So we were driving home from a party at my other sister's house, and we were driving, and as you're driving through like all the lake fingers, I guess they're called,
Yeah.
of Lake Lanier.
Uh-huh.
And there's like these piers and like where you can park cars. And I look over and there's a truck literally like this about to fall into the lake,
Yikes.
and people with a rope trying to like bring it down. Like there's men on the floor like just pulling on it. And my
Mhm.
sister and I are like, I wonder if we should like call the police department. Like, do they need help? Like, we're not gonna go. And as we're discussing this, we drive by a patrol car, and my sister's like, "Oh, I'll just do a Yui, go talk to the cop." Now, my sister came to the U.S. when she was a teenager, so she has an accent,
Mm-hmm.
and she looks at me. She's like, "Your English is better, so you talk to him and just let him know what
Perfect.
happens." And I'm like, "Yeah, of course. I talk all the time, no problem." So we pull up to this officer, and he rolls down his window, and he like he flashes this perfect smile at me, and I'm just like, car that way, lake. My sister just goes, "There's a truck about to fall in the lake that way."
Nice.
The cop just laughs, and he's like, "Yeah, we talked to him. They don't want help, but thank you for letting me know." And I'm just
Good.
like, "Cop that way,
Lake.
Good. Good.
Truck.
truck,
Truck,
lake."
boat, lake, water.
We drove
They
away.
have it.
We drove away. My sister was like laughing. I haven't lived it up like every day. She's like, "So good thing we haven't run into that hot cop again, huh?" And I'm like, "You know what? It's fine.
That's awesome.
Fine."
See, I just had an embarrassing moment occur to me just now as we've been having this podcast.
Oh,
So Dustin's birthday is coming up on the 29th, right?
Mhm.
So I've been joking with him because he's like, I'm halfway to 70 because he's going to be 35. I was like, no, not yet. You'll be halfway to 70 on Friday, right?
Mhm.
Friday is not the 29th. Saturday is the 29th. And so I just texted him and I was like, you'll be halfway to 70 on Friday. And he's like, it's Saturday. And I feel so
That's a calendar right
stupid right now. I know. I feel so right there. I feel so dumb. So he just responded and he's like, actually, it's on Saturday. I was like, oh my God, somebody just. I was like, I know your birthday's on the 29th. I was thinking today was Tuesday for some reason. And so I'm counting out because
It's not
today
Tuesday.
is my nephew's birthday and it's on the 26th. And so I know 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. I was just counting in my head. Dumb.
It's
sometimes
Wednesday.
we can't math.
I feel
It's
awful.
fine.
It's Wednesday.
Dustin, thankfully, Dustin's like, haha, it's okay. We've been together for 10 years, so he's like, I know how she is. That's how she be. That's how she be. So, I don't know, man. There's been other embarrassing times for me. I mean, laundry, for some reason, is always really embarrassing for me. For example, I have a pair of, like, I don't know what you would classify them as. They're like joggers kind of, but they're leather and the inner lining on them is like really soft. Well, for some reason, I have a pair of underwear that have gotten caught in them before, and it hasn't been until I get to work because they're like really, I don't know how to explain it. They're just really like elasticy at the bottom, and so they're really bunchy
Mhm.
at the bottom of them. So I pull them on and I'm just like, man, whatever. They're bunchy. It's 5:00 in the morning. I don't care. So then I get to work and I'm like, seriously, there is something in my pants. Like, and then I will like go check it out and there's just in my pant leg, just a, lovely little underwear piece there. And then I'm embarrassed because I'm like, well, now what do I do with it? Like, do I just put it back? Then
That's-
like, what do I do? I can't walk around with it. Like, hey, everybody, look. Like, I don't know.
It kind of happens to me with socks sometimes.
Dude, yeah.
Like they get stuck in your hoodie.
Yes.
Yep.
And like in
All
the
the
inner,
time.
like terry cloth-ish lining, whatever it is. Yeah, dude. Like socks all the time. All the time. But yes, there has been one occurrence of that in those. They're like a leather. I don't even know. They're probably like pleather, honestly. But yeah. Anyway, embarrassing moments. I want to hear about yours. You can let us know over on social all the time at Utah's VFX. You can also comment on this podcast.
Yep.
Any final thoughts on embarrassing moments?
I've learned
Yes.
to just laugh it off.
Yes. Makes for great content.
Literally, every time I make a fool of myself, I just go, that's literally the noise that comes out of my mouth.
That's awesome.
And I walk away. It's fine.
That's fair enough.
If you need sound effects for your story, I'm always
Producer
available.
Butters is crushing it
Yes.
over in here. And, don't take life too seriously because none of us get out of it alive.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
This has been The Perspective.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.